Alright guys, welcome back to a new episode. The bookseller guy that I saw in the previous episode and of which I really wanted to buy a book disappeared. So what I could try is sleep and see if he will return after 15 hours. That would be cool. I doubt it. I didn't have enough dollars to buy his book, so I had to go play poker to win some money. When I returned, he was not there anymore. So freaking annoying. And I had to decline his offer because I couldn't buy it because I didn't have any money, and I really do not hope that because of that declination that he now is not there anymore and that I won't be able to buy it anymore, because it really looked like a humorous book about how to how to get rich quick scam. It would be a waste if I could not find it anymore. Anyways, we have a new journal entry apparently. There was actually another page earlier. The last thing I read is like, I met this poor bastard's grey boy Bo. And I thought it already really weird that it cut off there. But there was actually a page behind it still that I didn't read. And so I will do that now. And his forbidden love, Miss Penelope. Quite the most alive creature we have met down here. Suddenly I'm marching as a suffragette. The looks of loathing on the faces of the locals delighted me, while their leader, Mrs. Calhoun, amused me. I don't know much about good causes nor the joys of democracy, but I enjoyed my little experience riding alongside them. The world is certainly changing fast. Suddenly I'm marching as a suffragette. Yes, that was indeed pretty funny with those feminist activists. Okay, this was a show. Show was interesting to say the least, and also dreadful, but I got paid. And a little cat. Alright. So indeed, the journal will be not only filled with notes from Arthur, but also with inspections. If you inspect a plant or an animal, at least some of them, then they will turn up in the journal, because I just saw that cat, and we not too long ago inspected a cat in the streets, so that is a good thing to know. If you want something to appear in the journal, just inspect it. Okay, let's hope he's there. Nope, he's not there. Motherfucker.
Good morning
Seriously.
to you, mister.
Alright, I will sleep a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Motherfucker. Seriously. And let's wait till noon. Alright, for the role playing, let's also eat something. Actually, from the satchel. Some nice cooked game meats. Let's see if he's there. Whatever, I will see you downstairs. I'm going downstairs anyways. Whether he's there or not.
Get another bloody drink over here. Where is Tom? It's too bad. It really is. Can somebody horsewhip him for me, please?
It's noon, lady. You shouldn't be
The
drinking.
love of all that is holy.
Please, can you keep it down a bit, Lillian?
Can I ask for a song?
Folks,
I will let him
placing this.
Oh,
Careful, lady.
to it.
Mind yourself.
Everyone's
Mister?
a liar at this table. Sorry.
Walking ain't tricky.
Man, why is that guy not here anymore? Okay, I'm just gonna race around town quickly, see if I can find him somewhere else.
You all right, girl?
bonjour.
Look out!
Wow. I didn't decline his book offer. I was out of money. It was grayed out to accept it. And then he simply disappears. It's...
Hello. What are you waiting for?
By the way, it's pretty funny. Holy shit.
God, help.
Please take a pamphlet. It might just change your life.
It's pretty funny that... Here, a pamphlet.
Out of the way. I want you to ask yourself, do
Hello.
I
Here, it was like a
consider
sales
myself
guy like this.
pure?
Eugenics for
Then I
beginners.
want you to ask yourself, what is the most disgusting, revolting, vulgar, and depressing thing in all creation? Mingling.
Isn't eugenics like
Co-mingling. Nature?
from Scientology?
Nature likes purity.
Okay, but these guys apparently are like
Co-mingling.
popping
Nature
up
likes a family
dynamically or
tree,
something.
Not a family bush. And this being America, and us being nature's paradise on Earth, we must push for purity.
I can also not interact
want
with
you-
him. Same as the bookseller. I couldn't interact with him
Be
afterwards
pure.
anymore. So stupid. Okay, now I
Hello,
can.
sir.
You, sir, do you want a pamphlet?
Okay.
Read it. It's really interesting stuff. I explain, using real science, why we whites are under attack, and what we must do to fight back.
Under attack?
Yes, under attack. People aren't the same, sir. I mean, white people are the same. And all the other races are trying to kill us. I don't want to die, sir.
I got friends who's Mexican, friends who's Indian, known blacks, Irish, Italians, good and bad and all. I've known good white people and bad white people. And above all, dumb white people.
You, sir, are a real fool. How can you possibly believe in equality? I've never heard such nonsense in all my natural-born days. This man believes people are equal. Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for yourself.
I'm sorry. You just call me a fool?
A fool! A fool! A fool!
Come here!
God damn it!
Jesus Christ. I really don't... I find the political satire and stuff funny, but they shouldn't overdo it.
Hello, sir.
Avenger Mandolin. I mean like... a game world. I don't need to be reminded of all the bullshit going on in the political polarization currently.
Good day.
All the time. Okay, I'm going to try to find a quiet place because otherwise I cannot read. He jumped from the balcony. Alright, here we go. What the hell? Okay, whatever. All the better. Here it's even more quiet. I hope. And dry. Right, here we go. Satchel. Let's read his pamphlet. Unix or eugenics, a choice every American citizen must make to preserve the purity of the unadulterated future. A treatise on why whiteness reflects all and is blind to the truth. Professor Norris Forsyth. Holy shit. Dear friends, do you covet? We are told, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house or his manservice or his ass. Do you know why you should not covet his ass? It is simple. The ass is a perfect example of the destruction and depravity this country is headed towards, lest we face up to the truth. Have you ever met anything as dumb as a mule? A mule that is that mongrel offspring of a male donkey, or ass and a female horse? A mule that is that mongrel offspring of a male donkey or ass? Of a male, is ass a synonym for donkey? I have no idea. There is nothing more disturbing than looking out your window and seeing some filthy donkey trying to mount your prize filly. Horses should lie with horses and donkeys with donkeys, otherwise the outcome is catastrophe and all Americans will be dumb as a pack mule. That is the truth of science, the science of eugenics. Imagine your grandchildren so dumb they are relegated to being a draught animal, carrying massive loads on their back like servants and defecating where they stand. Natural law forbids mixing species for a reason. Nature shows us what ain't natural. If the good Lord above intended the races to mix, he would have told me so. He was very clear about the rules for selling my daughter into slavery or culinary delights. Wake up to the truth. The good Lord was the original segregationist. He told us not to talk to serpents, but instead lie with your own sister and multiply. That worked for the people of Europe and it works today. Take care of your own house and horse and family first before worrying about some foreign people. Be a different breed, don't be a new species. Would you mate with an alligator or a chicken? Of course you wouldn't. Just as a bear is different than a rooster, so it is true that all men are not created equal. Some are fat, some are slow, some smell something fierce. Can you teach a bear to ride a bicycle? Some have, but you don't want your daughter to marry that bear. Who would want a wild animal in the house, ripping everything up in sight, engorging themselves on your wife's cooking, and then sleeping through winter? You can be friendly with animals and other races when you see them in the street, but the rules are very clear about which one you can eat or mate with. White is white, black is black, both are pure and pure things shouldn't mix. We belong separate and alone, not commingling and carrying on. This is a message of love, not hate. The only thing that can save you is science. Eugenics, the science
I just try to keep to myself. I see a lot
study
of
of ourselves. Love yourself more than anyone else and you will be a true patriot. Amen, Professor Norris Forsyth. Alright, that is some pretty racial content.
Not complaining.
Well, hey, that's okay.
Cool, these little in-between streets. But it's still not solving my problem, which is finding that goddamn bookseller. Come on, Lizzie. Where are you? There she is.
Okay, girl.
Let's see if there's another sales guy on the stand.
I'm on a tight schedule.
Yeah!
Oh. Daily newsstands. Can we buy something here? Nope. Port of Saint Denis Le Moyne. It's not really a sign. I guess it is painted on the roof itself. Oh.
Hello there.
I'm afraid I'm not gonna find the bookseller anymore. It's too time consuming. But it's just too frustrating, I find.
Partner?
All card work. All card work dog fair price? What the fuck is this? All card. All card work done. Fair prices.
Hello.
Okay.
Blazes! What the hell? Got your stand up.
Barnes Medical Doctor Office.
Hey, move it!
Damn it! Hello there.
I think the booksellers are in the bigger streets. No, because that other seller was also in the side streets.
What the hell you doing?
The thing is, if I don't find that bookseller anymore, I will for sure forget and probably never encounter him anymore. That's why I'm now being a bit tenacious.
Is someone there? Anything there for a blind man? Won't anyone help a poor blind man?
Because I really want to read the book. I'm sure it's super funny. It was about a get
Hope you
rich
don't
quick
fall
scheme.
on hard times
Okay,
one
I can
day.
check whether he's blind by aiming my weapon, but then there shouldn't be any cops around. Okay, here we go.
Whoa! Hey! Is someone there? I'm just a poor blind man.
Now there's a man full of
Okay, I ain't really blind. Just take it easy. Well, I'll be on my way.
Alright, so that was a scam artist. Let's spend a little more time trying to find the bookseller. What the hell is that? Draft Horse Brewery. Okay.
How do you do? Come on.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yes, he's back. Woohoo!
Don't
Nice.
be afraid, don't be shy. I promise great riches in
Woohoo!
exchange for a book. Read this book, follow my
man,
simple
hopefully
guidelines,
I can
and
interact with him.
opulence awaits.
Come on. Yes.
Hey, mister.
Fine.
Hello,
Finally.
friend. Do you want to be rich?
Sure, I'll take one.
That'll be $50.
$50 for a book?
And cheap at the price. You read this and you'll want to give me 100 more.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Just buying it for
Best investment you'll ever make, my friend.
comical purposes. Don't really believe in get rich quick schemes. Alright, let's find a quiet place.
Who doesn't want to own a
Out of
palace,
the damn
employ
way.
countless servants, and rule over their
Alright. Jesus, I still hear him. I really cannot read when a guy like that is blurping sales pitches. Alright. Let's try it over here. Here we go. Holy shit. It's pretty long. It's probably pretty funny. Welcome to your passport to an earthly paradise. This tome that you hold is your passport, liking it to one stamped when you disembark from a steamer ship in a foreign land to see exotic sights and smells, and the street urchin grabs your rucksack and leaves you with nothing. Yes, it is a passport to a land of opportunity that is just waiting for the ripe and rich mind of someone like yourself. A land that not only flows with milk and honey, but also wine to wet the lips of women, dry goods, rich silks, decorative commodes and linens that have your very initials embroidered. Have you ever thought in the world that you would be dabbing your chin from delicious giblets made by servants? That you could pull a rope and a man in a fine suit brings you a cigar on a tray? Why, you could wipe your backside with fine linens displaying your own initials every night, and a group of seamstresses would appear in your parlor to work needlepoint until they are bloody in the fingers to fashion another set for the following day. Listen to me, friends. This has happened to literally every person who has read this book. This precious stone. Philanthropy and the gilded age of prosperity. How do you become a baron of industry? It is simple, my friend, and I have figured it out. I once sowed the fields. I shucked corn. I ran a mule train until I was fit to die from exhaustion. It is because I am so humble and have worked with silt and sow that I am here to witness and say, I am here to teach you truly to haw and gee in your life. You see, friend, you can shout at a dumb pack animal, a deaf wanderer, or a diminutive group of native for as long as you want until you go hoarse in the throat. But they will not hear. You can yell at work animals, haw to turn left and gee to turn right. But I have a new command for you. Go straight, abandon the beasts of the field in the fields, and let them die and join me on a pathway that leads out of the beating death of the sun and into a new light. The light of an oil lamp that burns as you take a relaxing bath, and the woman who can scarcely master the native tongue scrubs your back and feels around in the water to your leisure. This one book to happiness will be the last book you ever read. I assure you that you will no longer be interested in new books when you have in your hand this very one that can be read over and over and tattered until you have to buy a new one anew. The lies of wisdom sow the seed of doubt, while the truth of the harvest feeds all. The lies of wisdom sow the seed of doubt, while the truth of the harvest feeds all. I have helped hundreds of people. There are people that can help themselves and are not maimed or hobbled with doubts. I believe the Great Spirit from above floated down like a dove and wanted me to write this tome. Alright, I am going to a quieter place, or a drier place, over there. Come on, jump up. Okay, you cannot parkour this. This? Nope. Nope. Whatever. And let's continue. Almost there. I hope it's only 2 pages. I think it's only writing about the book and not giving any get rich. Holy shit. Okay, it's a little bit more. But I'm really curious. I think it will only be promoting the book in the book itself, well, there is not actual any content further. That's what I expect. That dove landed and I looked at it and shot it dead. For a man that is afraid of his own self or a bird and only wants peace cannot make peace in his own mind with how he is going to make money. And if we quiver in doubt about becoming rich, we will never see it through. The way we bring the coins and silver into our satchels is not through hard work. It is through the calluses on our hands. It is not through the calluses on our hands. It is not through the toil of the soil. Instead, it is through the dedication to the Bible of success you now hold in your hand and read by the fire. And now know that a fire will consume you and it will burn out and brandish the soot and tar from your soul and replace it with money and wealth. I do not liken it to be fair to those who do not have this book as their spiritual guide to success. They are sad and they are weary. I do not liken it to be fair to those who do not. Okay. Life is not fair, but it is for you because you have this book. You have the answers and you are strong. Still, there is nothing of content up until now. The Hebrews, after they left the hot and decrepit, parched hopelessness of Egypt, they wandered around quite a time in the wilderness. Imagine if they had my book. They would be following a camel train loaded with gold coins, weighing down those beasts until they bowled from the suffering of the great wealth they carried. And if you truly listen to every word and word I present and speak here, and you read it back and forth, sometimes left and sometimes right, for a period of about 40 years, like those Hebrews who wandered like nameless things in the desert, you will see the light in about 1 minute rather than 40 years. There are no doubt many among you who have during the period of your youth or old age committed to wanderings and falling prey to conmen and predators. I can assure you that I am neither, as I seek to fill every pocket in your breeches, saddlebag and purse with gold beyond dreams of anyone that has been near you. And I assure you that their jealousy will run a deep red vein and they will loathe you. However, you will spit upon them and have new friends very soon. Let us begin at the beginning. A man gave a rib away to create something, a mate, a companion, and one that inevitably betrayed him. I am here to witness through teachings that money will never blind or betray you, and it can be used in exchange for whatever you want. This path to wealth does not require you to remove a rib. Watch your sons kill out another unless you require it for amusement, and or be deprived in wanton desperation in such a way that you must interbreed to make a family. In New York City, the streets run with the manure of beasts and the screams of Irish children who will pick your pockets clean. But travel to Wall Street and you will discover a way of wealth that does not require you to soil your hands. No animal dung or crows will plague you. In fact, in a workday you will scarcely be exposed to the harsh damnation of a sun that dampens your undergarments and distresses your temperament. Simply listen to my plan and you will be visiting the finest haberdasheries, holding an exquisite cane and holding the soft hands of a beautiful wife who is ripe to bear beautiful children that can command your 100 servants at a summer mansion by a northern lake. It's all there for you, right over the horizon, if you will stare into the sun and believe what I'm telling you. Money is a thing that comes to those that deserve it. Soon you will realize that the poor and infirmed have brought some kind of disease upon themselves through lack of will or promise to a higher cause, and I am here to bring that cause to you. Read on as the path is swept away and the leaves and debris will not cloud your judgment. God wants you to be rich and rich of health. Anyone who suffers infirmaries is surely lacking true faith and has not read this book. It is truly astonishing. America is looked over by a God that wants every person here to be rich and only showers in the light of the love that is happiness of wealth. It is commonly known that those that do not share in wealth simply take it by force, but quickly fall to depravity. However, I will teach you how to take the hard work and toil of one man and sell it to another with no earnest or involvement. Making wealth on the backs of others is salvation, my friend, and I will introduce you to my friends in Wall Street who toil only in bankers' hours but live in opulence. That is a place you will live soon if you follow my directives. An investment in the paradise of beginning to the end. You, sir, listen to me. Do you actually enjoy being poorer than the average fellow? Well, no. Of course you would rather not suffer. That is why you own this very book. You are quite close to being rich. Exceedingly rich. Prosperity begins with you. I say unto you in no uncertain terms, and some that are quite certain, that suffering is over for you. It is so dangerous to sit under the wrong teaching tree. That is a tree where a bird of carrion will sit and squawk and defecate on your dreams. False doctrine. False doctrine can rob you of prosperity. Turning away from prosperity can damn you more readily than all the sins, including copulating with your neighbor's maidservant or any sins of the flesh. Can believe that there are multitudes of the blind, singing and praising the doctrine of a humble man who would wallow in squalor while you engorge yourself in riches. Believe that there are multitudes of the blind, singing and praising the doctrine of a humble man who would wallow in squalor while you engorge in riches. Do not listen to their songs, but instead listen to your own songs and let them ring from the rooftops and valleys. Thousands have sat with false teachers while I tell you that this doctrine is true. It is because I said so. Sit under my tree. Sit and sell from one man to another things that you do not make or touch or even claim to understand. Take the grain of one man and sell to another, and make both men poor, and that is the grain of truth that I tell you will make you rich beyond your dreams as you ignore the dreams of others, which is necessary. This is my hope for you, and along with that hope is an earnest wish that you bring this book in any translation or form with adequate compensation to me, to as many people as possible, while enriching yourselves with this doctrine. It is so serious, this teaching, that has your heart. This teaching is you, it is your heart, it is love. It is not only the love of money, but riches begin the path of love that helps others, which can only be helped after you help yourself to things that you deserve. Yours, Timothy A. Donahue. Acquire and share additional copies of this wondrous publication for only $55. Send money order to Timothy A. Donahue, Elm Street, Lexington, Kentucky. Alright, it was not as funny as I thought it would be, but it was still pretty funny. Move! It was really one blurb of baked air. Alright, the idea is to get to the barber and afterwards go bounty hunting. But we will do that in the next episode because it is already time. The timer, ran out. And Lizzie is here, so we will continue in the next episode. It was quite a lot of reading this episode, but yeah, that's part of the game. It's a big game, and it's a lot of facets. It's reading, it is fighting, it is exploring. It's it's a deep playthrough after all.
Hold up there a moment.
So,
You doing all right, partner?
yes.
Because we ain't.
Whatever. Let's continue in the next episode. Hope to see you there. For the meantime, never ever forget to keep on gaming. See you later.